All right, let's get into that.
Yeah. So over to you.
I just got the brand new book from Adam Lewis Walker, and I'm here with him today in Hollywood, just getting a glance of his new
You
book.
can see the Hollywood sign from here. There we go.
Yes, we're in Hollywood.
It's literally in that direction though, in our defense. Through the wall. That's
Yes,
pretty much it.
that's how they set up this room. It's just in that
We are,
direction.
yeah, we're not in Canada, we're not in Crawley in England or something. We are in Hollywood. Trust us, I promise.
Adam, you just crashed in and said your back is having trouble and
Yeah,
you
we
just
won't
been on
go
the
into
road.
details, but yeah. I'm doing good sitting still at the moment. The back has given way, I don't know why.
So if you see him sitting like a Terminator or something like that, just please understand. Okay, there are some things going on, but this is great book. I get to glance all the book, and I've been half the way through reading each chapter. Um, my take on this is it's kind of like escalating from one story to other.
I like it.
Right. So every story is different, and every story has it's attached to a passion or purpose. And
There's a formula.
yeah, the
There's method to the madness. I'm glad that comes through because ultimately one of the things I didn't want is to be like, okay, I picked my favourite 20 episodes and just mashed them together, which, that is an okay book, I'm sure, but that's not what this is. There is a process, there's a formula, there's a method to the madness.
Yeah, I definitely see that, and I see that circle of success, like your Age of Ultron symbol, Awaken your alpha. I don't know if you guys noticed it or not.
You notice the hexagon on the front. You're gonna have to find it.
Yeah, you gotta find it.
So again, this was actually mentioned to me when I designed the logo, like a long time ago. You might have to go closer. I don't know. A long time ago, the bit in the centre. Oh, that reminds. What do you think? Someone made the point. Oh, that reminds me of Transformers. Like it's a bad thing. I was like, I hadn't thought about that. I was like, transformation, transform. Hey, more reason that's what I'm running with as part of this.
It fits perfect with the book and your moral principles and your integrity and the hard work you're putting in all these years to transform yourself into something that you believed in, and that's the book is about.
Yeah,
So-
always transforming. Always, I believe everyone is a work in progress. The day you think, yeah, I'm done, you are done. As in, like, yeah, I think the book, the Kaizen path, the continual improvement. It's a lifestyle. It's an ethos. It's open to anyone who wants to take it up. But that's my choice, as it is for anyone watching this.
So you call this book "Awaken Your Alpha," and you defined what alpha means to you. Can you explain to the audience, like, why or what prompted you to come up with this title?
So, yeah, it's a good point. So long ago, because the podcast is 4.5 years old. I did a TEDx talk, really kind of sort of clarifying things. I'm always, clarifying for myself as well as others, getting it simpler and simpler and more succinct. So awaken your alpha. I think one of the key concepts. It's not like it's within you is the key thing. We've all got this trait, this mentality within us, and a lot of times we quieten that down. We not necessarily don't listen to the voice. We kind of shut it out or just suppress it. And to clarify, it's to shine as bright as you can with your time here. I think I was talking to someone about this the other day, and that they actually at the book launch, and we were talking about many times what you're truly here to do and what you want to be doing and what you're passionate about and even if you're pursuing it, if you're speaking to someone, you almost kind of downplay it, underplay it, because you don't want to come across as a certain way. Sometimes you're worried about other people's perceptions, or you don't want to make someone else feel uncomfortable. Oh, what are you up to? I'm on a book launch. I'm like trying to get this out to like millions of people. I'm out there trying to add some value, trying to have an impact, put a dent in the planet. Sometimes, whatever that version is to you, what you truly want to do, what is like your passion, your purpose, what you believe you're here to do, if you really ask the hard questions that are in this book, there's a lot of hard questions in this book, you might make someone feel uncomfortable. They might have said, I'm just getting by, or they haven't revealed or they're not stepping into what is their alpha, their true reason for being here. So I think it's a tricky one, because it's, you know, in a book and in theory, yeah, when you're in these rooms and having these conversations, you know, it's great to really dig into what you really, the important stuff, but then in real life, the reality, in conversations with people who maybe have no intention of awakening their alpha, whatever that means, at any time, and if it becomes clear that you are, there's going to be some conflict, because the point of awakening your alpha and to shine as bright as you can with your time here is not to put others in your shadow, that is a case where you may feel like that, but it's to illuminate, you know, for them to shine as bright as they can. But again, it's a choice, and that's so the Alpha Centauri is the definition of the alpha from the solar system, and that's to shine as bright, the star that shines brightest. Sorry, so from the animal kingdom, because I ignore the society's, not necessarily society's definition, but society's almost view of the negative view of the alpha. I think, you know, if you're talking about in the 1970s, 80s, you know, that the alpha of that aggressive, knuckle dragging man, for example, who handles it all, doesn't need any help, doesn't need any support, doesn't talk about his emotions, you know, whether he's got issues, whether he's got issues, like, you know, men don't talk about it. This is not that. Support is strength. I think it's one of the crucial things, because of that negative view of the alpha, probably why, linked to it, why male suicide rates are higher, because we don't talk about it as well as women, which I think we need to. I think everyone needs to talk about, you know, if they're struggling and, you know, what's going on. So for the animal kingdom is to achieve the highest rank, you know, in that format, and so it gets to, from my perspective, to achieve the highest rank in areas that are important to you. So like relationships, like fulfillment, like happiness, like family, like, you know, financial wealth, as well as physical wealth, as well as time wealth. You know, so areas that are important to you, and you may pick one above the other in terms of your priorities, but I do think there's some core things that, from studying a lot of people, those who are genuinely happy have a few things, or several things, kind of as a priority in their life, and other things not.
And you interviewed a lot of successful people in different industries. And from your podcast, you shared some of those things. You know, there are a couple that resonated with me. And I think, is that Dave, like, who passed away? He was in the military, but he was in Thailand.
Yeah, James Butler. Yeah, I'd love to say he's a long-time friend or a good friend. He was a very impactful. We've just been talking. He was just an absolute, you know, light. He really was. He had a very, very extreme adverse situations, being a bomb disposal expert in Afghanistan, and going through some things that you wouldn't want anyone to go through. And he was, again, it always reminds me, it's in the book, and this all happened when he was 21 years old.
He did it, like, he's 28 and he's no longer in this world with us, but he fulfilled his dream, what he wanted to be.
I think a key thing here is, I think a key thing around that subject is, and I said it in my TEDx talk, I say it in the book again, live every day, you know, as if it was your last, but not to be morbid. Plan as if you're going to live forever, but live every day as if it was your last, because that day will come. You know, that one day is going to be your last. So if you live every day as it's your last, when it does come, and it's going to, you know, it's going to bite some of us in the butt unexpectedly. Other of us will, you know, we have, it's coming at this sort of date, it's like a towel off, or others it's just it's done. And linked to that, you say, okay, how do we do that? Little things, like, for me, just jumped out now. One of the things, I might put it in the book, but it's something I definitely do. I'm just, you know, every single day, and I think it's another issue with people who are really ambitious, and, you know, you're striving for something, and you've got to-do lists, you've got missions, you're ticking things off. Don't turn your life into an endless to-do list, but you've got to stop and appreciate and act on, but also appreciate where you are in your journey. No one's better or worse than each other. It's about where you are at different stages of your journey, but also, even when you have a really challenging day, which you're going to have many challenges days, as we all do, what could you do? The simple question of what could you do today to make today great? That's the question I like to ask. No, I not like to. I ask myself every day, and it's more relevant when you're having a challenging day. You know, when you're having an awesome day, you kind of you ask yourself, and it's kind of, today was great. When it's a challenging day, so you may have had, let's just say, very generic. Let's just say you've been doing a lot of work that maybe wasn't pleasurable from early to late. You've not had the discipline on your fitness today. You've not had the discipline on seeing family. You've not had the discipline on looking after yourself. So a horrible day basically. What can I do to make today great? Don't go to bed straight away. Depending on how late it is. For me, it's stuff like, I mean, again, you think, you might think I don't live near a walk, but go for a walk, something like that. So for me, a simple answer would be, go for a walk with my family or with my wife. Go for a walk to the beach. I can walk to the beach. You think I'm not in like California or something. I'm in, it's actually a lake in northern Michigan. So again, don't compare yourself to other people's highlight reel because lots of people are like, oh, that looks lovely, and rightly so. A load of people are like, you're in the middle of nowhere. That would be hell for me. So I think that's important. But ask yourself that question and just you got to know yourself. What is one thing, regardless how, just like go to Disneyland, that's not going to work every day. But one little thing, because life is the little things that can make today great. And the more I've done that, the happier I've been on a consistent basis because you don't have a bad day overall. So even if you've had that, not the best day, what could make today great from that point? Do that. The day's
but
great.
you can still work through it. You're still moving forward in some sort of fashion there. We all have a blueprint of success for ourselves based on our successes. But one thing I really found out is from your book, I really like how you structured the three pillars: action, awareness, and ascension.
Ascension, yep.
Ascension.
Yeah.
I knew I'm going to say it wrong.
Well, this isn't your first language. I'm so impressed when you told me that. Yeah.
So it's a blueprint at different levels, but I like the way how you structured and questioning the critical thinking and the strategy behind every story to create their own list. Again, helping everybody to create their blueprint for success.
Yeah, you got to do the work in this. It's not. Yeah, it's nice to just sit back and like, oh, tell me what to do. But no, you got to do the work in this, and also you're at different levels or different timelines in different areas of your life, and also this, awareness, action, ascension. It's not it's awareness, action, ascension. Awareness it's a continual process, which I think, and I'm confident. I hope that comes across that it is that continual process and it is that lifestyle choice.
It's a continual process, and also, as man, every off leader thinks like we are excellent, we're doing well. But personally, I look at this. Okay, there are some areas that I can improve myself. Even though you're highly accomplished, the book is still useful. You can reflect back and say.
Yeah. The key thing in a lot of interviews recently, I mean, we haven't done it today, which is brilliant because we can talk about the other side of it. A lot of interviews we've sort of dug into when you are struggling, that kind of not getting by, not even surviving, so you're struggling, and what can you do to get from like lowest to the low, depression, etc., and just not enjoying life, to surviving. And the point about this book is that's covered in there because there's some fundamentals of what you can do at all levels. But the point is, what do you do then when you get to okay, I'm okay, I'm getting by, I can survive like this, I can manage to continue in that and to thrive, because I do think man, woman, we're all here to thrive. I truly believe that, and it is a choice, it's a decision. So there's fundamentals in there. So wherever you are, the whole point is if you literally think you're smashing it in life, and you probably are, this book, there may be something in there, well there will be something in there if you can find it and have that open mind to it, that's going to just enhance your life by 1-2% and take it all to the next level. Because if you think you've got to as high as you can go, straight away you haven't, because that's a weakness there of that kind of confidence bordering or if not complete arrogance, and that's a weakness. And again, we've all got weaknesses because we're all imperfect, but if you've got the whole point of this is Awaken Your Average is continual improvement. So it's not something I did yesterday, it's something you do daily. Some days you do it, you do it better than others. We all have off days, and there's some fundamentals in there to put you more on an even keel. I remember my wife used to always say I was a lot more like woo-hoo, and then poof, the crash is coming, and I still get very excited, but you're never as good as they say you are, you're never as bad as they say you are. Once you've got a confidence and solid foundation, whatever happens in your life, regardless of people saying it, but actually the adversity that's coming for all of us, you can stay a lot more solid, you know, and you know that it's, and deal with it. Because when I had my kind of, probably my most difficult situation, I was not, clearly what happened as well, I was not as mentally strong as I had hoped. But you never know until you're in that situation. So my point is, it's a lot better to train, to prepare for when that time comes, as opposed to going into that adversity and then like, oh crap, right, let me work out, let me be ready for it, but it's already happened. And so I think that,
it all comes from the point of agreeing yourself. Yes, you are in a different state than where you optimally perform, and there are improvements that can be made to go back to the state and even higher.
Yeah.
And I'm really glad like how this book is structured, like the rules and critical thinking and strategies behind
and
it.
like you said, state control, for example, you said there, you may be an absolute legend. Let's just say, everyone says you're a legend. You think it, you are, whatever how we want to quantify that. If you're not in the right state on that day, on that afternoon, in this interview, for that presentation, for that client, then you're not going to perform. So there's an aspect of state control, and there's times when we're all in it where we're just absolutely in the flow. You know, you could walk through, you're just smashing it. We've all experienced that. I do believe we've all experienced that at some point, whether it's 1 second in your life, or you know, a whole day, or a game, or you know, a presentation, or just you know, a trip where you were just, you know, you felt like anything was possible, and this is like, it became easy, but it's definitely not easy for others, and you was in the zone. How can we capture that and be in that state more often, but also when we need it, so we know how to get into state? And also, when you make a lot of bad decisions, very likely you're in the wrong state to make them decisions. You know, it's the basics why people say if you get angry, don't send that email instantly. And I've got better and better at this. You know, you see something and you're like what? And I write it, and then I'm like, no, and I leave it, ideally overnight. I come back, I'm like, whoa, you that was a little bit hasty. And then I rewrite it, and sometimes I'm like, still a little bit feisty, or like not this is not helping. I'll come back tomorrow, and I'm like, this is the email I should have written if I am like a Zen god. I would have written that first time. But you know, things do trigger people, and it's about managing that and having that awareness. And obviously, ideally, and not being triggered by certain things. But I think it's important to be aware of how to manage your state, and then when you know you're acting from a position of, like, if you was angry, what kind of answers you're going to give to most questions? No, I don't want to. Whereas, you know, same questions, but they caught you in your good state. Lucky them. You're like, yeah, sure, let's do this. So you know, you've got to be aware of something.
I think it's possible for everybody to act optimum. It's possible, because we have those good days are the proof that we can be there and act like that, right? And
just literally at the point of, the whole point of this book is for anyone's benefit. Once you tap into, again, I use the terminology awaken your alpha. The more you can access that, so basically a state, and awaken your alpha, the more often you can access your power, your inner confidence to, you know, to lead your life, to take on the world, the better. You know, no one, you know, I'm not saying I do it every second of the day. My point is, wherever level we're all at, the more you can access it. It's like your brain, you know, how much we all use of it is a very small percentage. So the more access we can get to anything that's at our, you know, our means, what we got, the better.
It becomes natural. You know, it's like you go to the gym every day because your body feels like it. You know, you made it. And those are all the practices that you can use to be in that state, right? The other thing I really liked in the book is Ikigai, the circle. For those of you who are not here yet, something you should check out and probably print it out, put it in your office or home.
Yeah, just look it up on Google, Ikigai, the Japanese, you know, it's literally for, translate, you can see it there, but I just, off the top of my head, it's like, literally reason for being, a lot, and something else. It's literally, it translates when you put the Iki and Gai together, is literally reason for being, you know, your purpose. And it just, you may have heard it, but just, again, how you, even if you think you are living your purpose and you got this now, I think it's useful to go in and just think, and just put it through that filter. And sometimes, this is why I play around with it, and you know what I mean if you get the book, play around with different roles or things you're thinking of doing or projects, and how does it fit into there?
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it'll illuminate why you're in your gut you're thinking, yeah, I'm not sure about this, or maybe in your gut it'll illuminate this is why this won't go away, because this is what I want to do, regardless of what people are telling you or what the society norm is. The reason you have this thing in your gut is because of what is illuminated in this book and potentially in that specific exercise.
I love this book, for many reasons. I read about all to the industry, whether it's through Richard Branson's CV, Stephen Covey, Jack Canfield, and a lot of those are about knowledge and wisdom on how to live, spiritually, mentally, to be at our full potential, to be awaken ourselves, to be our alpha. I was really impressed. Like, reading this book is reminding me of like the Dale Carnegie course that I did, or the Napoleon Hill books that I read. So I put this book in the shelf, like right along with like Napoleon Hill, Dale Carnegie, like Stephen Covey. There's a lot of principles that are just coming back at me, and they're all like reminders. They have a thinking that's different from our generation, and it worked. And they're like literally Bibles in the business world, and even personally, a lot of people read them. And this book summarizes most of those principles into 200 pages that you can print out and practice every day. And the stories are a bonus, but I think the real meal here is the rules, and that forces your critical thinking to excel in every aspect of life. Thank you so much, Adam.
I don't want to say anything.
I loved it.
As you started reeling off them names, the fact that you're mentioning my name in the breath of some of the people you mentioned there, I didn't want to jump in, because I'm like, you keep going, like, wow, thank you so much. And this Christian is someone who's actually got an advanced copy, and he's not like he's actually reading this book and dug into it. So the reviews I'm getting, as I say, they're getting more and more powerful. A good sign, the more people have read of the book. So thank you so much, and thanks for having me on the show today. The glamorous location of Hollywood in an apartment building, but the sun is there. ayalpha.com/book. Pre-order is now. It's out in less than 2 weeks now. Whenever you're watching this, though, the book, you can order it now. You'll always be able to order it now. For the end of time is the plan. But the best time is now, because there's some bonuses there. But you can go and check out all the information. So thank you.
Check out the bonuses for sure. And we're glad, we did this. We're